This is the second video of revision, students. So good morning all of you. Today we'll start with verbs. So as I have discussed in the class that there are two kinds of verbs, transitive and intransitive. Transitive means which have an object. Intransitive verbs which don't have any object. Like transitive, I bake some cookies, the object is cookies. I ride the bicycle, the bicycle is object. But in intransitive, I laugh, I cry, there is no object. So this we had discussed. Then we had moved to direct and indirect object. Direct object answers the questions like what, whom, who. Like John is writing a script for a movie. So you can form a question like this: who, what is John writing for a movie? So the answer will be a script. Next one was indirect object. Indirect object answers the questions to whom, and for what. Like he gifted me a book on my last birthday. So you can ask question like this: to whom he gifted a book? So the answer will be me. So when you have to differentiate between direct and indirect object, you will ask all the 6 questions. If the answer you will get of the question what, whom and who, then it is direct object. If the answer you will get of the questions to whom, and for what, then that is indirect object. Then we had discussed about finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs which change according to the number and tense of the person. Like they got home very late last night. Now here if I will replace this sentence with present tense, means if I will change this sentence into present tense, then it will be they get home very late last night. So in this example, the verb changes according to the tense of the subject and also according to the number of the subject. But non-finite verbs don't change according to the tense and number of the subject. Like sailing is my favorite sport. If you will convert this sentence into past tense, then also the sailing will be in same form. Like sailing was my favorite sport. So this is the difference between finite and non-finite verbs. Then we had discussed about auxiliary verbs, that they are divided into 2 categories: primary auxiliary and modals. Primary auxiliaries are further divided into 3 categories: be verbs, do verbs and have verbs. And modal auxiliaries are total 13: can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, ought to, need, dare and used to. And I have discussed all the uses, when which modal and when which auxiliary verb will be used. Now let's check. Now see, in this one you have to write T for transitive and I for intransitive. Means you have to see whether the underlined verb is transitive or intransitive. Like the first one, when he arrived, nobody was there to greet him. In this sentence, the verb is arrived, but there is no object with it, relating to it. As there is no object, means this one is intransitive. Arrived is intransitive verb. But see second one, I bought a bicycle so I can go to school faster. Here you can see there is an object, a bicycle, and as there is an object, means here the verb bought is transitive verb. So like this you will fill the other remaining 8 blanks. In this one you have to underline the direct object and circle the indirect object. Like my mom is giving me a car for my birthday. So you have to find direct object. Same technique you will apply. You will ask the questions what, who or whom. Like my mom is giving me a car for my birthday. So you can ask my mom is to whom mom is giving a car for birthday. So answer will be me. And as you got the answer me for the question to whom, means to whom is indirect object. But if you will ask what mom is giving for birthday, so you will get answer car, and car, as car will be the answer, means car is direct object. So like this you will solve the other 5 questions. Next one is, in this you have to choose correct helping verb. 2 helping verbs are given in bracket. You have to choose which one is correct. Like, I dash running around the track right now. As you have I as the subject, so I always takes am. I will not take is. So as I will not take is, so the answer will be I am running around the track right now. Next, we dash walking to class. We is plural, so we will use are because are is also plural. So we are walking to class. Like this you will solve the other questions. Next we'll move to essay. Essay writing. What is essay writing? So first of all, what is an essay? So an essay is a piece of writing that usually has 5 or more paragraphs. An essay is written about one topic that has several main points. The main points are introduced in an introductory paragraph and supported in body paragraph. The conclusion is the last paragraph. So means when you will write any essay, then it can be of 5 paragraphs. It usually be of 5 paragraphs. It's not compulsory that you will write in only 5 paragraphs, but usually it is of 5 paragraphs. The first one is called introduction, the last one is called conclusion, and the middle 3 are called body. Now see, here it is given. This one is introduction, these 3 are body, and this one is conclusion. Now what is introduction? In this, general statements and information about the topic, thesis statement, list and main ideas in the essay. So what you will write in introduction, as the name is introduction, so you will introduce the topic about what you are going to write the essay. So you will introduce it, you will give some information related to that topic. Then in body you will write all the main things, whatever is necessary for that essay, means relating to that particular topic which was mentioned in introduction. And the last one, conclusion. In conclusion you will conclude the essay with brief summary of the main points, means you will brief the whole essay and then you will conclude it. Now see, when you write any essay, then there is a method that is called hamburger method. Hamburger method means the first one, the top one, is called introduction, and the meat part that you say or whatever you will fill the fillings are called body, and the last one is called, the bottom one is called conclusion. So you can remember how to form an essay if you will remember how hamburger is made. The top bun, the bottom bun, and the fillings in the mid. So the top bun is called introduction, the bottom bun is called conclusion, and the fillings are called body. See, essays like sandwiches or burgers are divided into different: introduction, body, and conclusion. Now see, as I mentioned that there are 3 parts of an essay. So first one is introduction. An introductory paragraph is the first paragraph in an essay. It contains 2 parts: general statement or thesis statement. What is general statement? A few sentences about your subject that catch the attention of your reader. Means you will just introduce the essay, the topic, that is called general statement. Thesis statement means one sentence that tells your reader the main points of your topic and states the overall plan of your essay. So first, what you have to write when you will write any essay, first you will introduce that topic, that I am going to write about this topic. You will just give some information, and then one sentence will be there that will be called thesis statement, that will contain the main point of the topic. Then the next one is called body paragraph. Body consists of one or more paragraphs following the introduction. each paragraph supports the main idea of your essay by breaking it down into smaller ideas or subtopics. Each body paragraph consists of a topic sentence and several supporting sentences. A conclusion sentence draws the paragraph together. So, what is body? Whatever you write in the introduction, that only you elaborate in body paragraphs, but divided into different parts. That's why there are more than one paragraph as body paragraph, like here para 1, para 2 and para 3. So whatever you introduce in introductory paragraph, that only you elaborate in the body paragraphs. And the last one is called conclusion. The conclusion paragraph is the last paragraph in the essay, as you have seen in the hamburger method. It completes the essay by summarizing or repeating the most important ideas. The conclusion can also include an opinion, a prediction, or a solution to a problem. So what you write in conclusion paragraph, you just conclude whatever you have written in the body paragraphs. Means you started the essay with introduction, you introduced that what topic you are going to write, then you elaborated that topic in body paragraph, and then in the conclusion paragraph you will conclude it. And your conclusion can include opinion, prediction, or solution to a problem. Means it depends on the topic of that particular essay. So like this you will form any essay. Now here I have given some topics, some practice topics. You will write essay on these topics, and you will follow the hamburger method and the rules whatever were mentioned in the earlier slides. Thank you.